Hi, welcome to Healing Peak Regenerative Medicine's Longevity channel, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to reach out to you and kind of give you the good, the bad, and the ugly about COVID-19 and the things and information that I've gathered and, true information that can help you if you get infected and also help you prevent spreading it to other people. And a lot of my colleagues have done an excellent job of reading research, looking at what's happened in China. I've also done my own research about what happened with, the lack of testing and what happened in China and Korea, how these other companies have been managing it, Italy as well. And so I'm going to kind of give you my synopsis of everything that I have heard and that is now found out to be true. So what I will start with is the at-risk population. It seems to be fairly definitive. We kind of know exactly who is most threatened by this illness or virus, and it is people that are over 65 years old, mostly men who have other comorbidities, which means that they have other issues like diabetes and high blood pressure, maybe on some medications, or immune compromised people. And so if you know these people or you are, not sure, it's best to stay away from them at this time. We also know that about 80%, that percentage ranges a little bit from place to place, but approximately an average of 80% of people are not affected at all by this virus, but can transmit it to others. And so what that means is that they can be vectors. They can be totally asymptomatic, not even know that they have it, and then transmit it to someone completely unknowingly. And right before they actually experience symptoms is the most contagious time, and they have zero idea that they have the virus or are infectious. And so that is the reason for such extreme measures with social distancing, so that, we're not just blatantly infecting thousands of people and overwhelming our medical system like you've heard on the news. So I'm really not going to try to, I'm really going to try to stay away from anything that you've been able to hear on the news and stick to things that are helpful for you and your loved ones. And so the other thing I will say is, practicing your foundations of health. And if you're my patient, you already have heard this a million times from me, but making sure that you're getting adequate sleep, that you're keeping your stress levels low, that you're doing your prayer or meditation, or some kind of deep breathing to keep your cortisol levels lower. And hydration, super important. Eat your veggies and your fruits, and, try not to dive into that comfort food binge watching situation, because, it's not healthy for your immune system. Try not to drink a ton. Get outside, obviously keeping distance from people that could be infectious to you or you to them. And, try to use this time as some really nice downtime that you may not have had this not happened. And I know it's really hard to do right now with the way that the economy is looking, but you have no control over that. You can only control the parts of your health that we're talking about here, right? And so try to find some comfort in that. And, use this time to really become healthier than you may have had the opportunity to do before. So hydration, our cells have a really awesome, in our nose and in our nasal passages, they have a very awesome antimicrobial, antiviral structure, a protein that works on our behalf when we're hydrated. But if we're dehydrated, it doesn't work well. And what does hydrating mean? Well, a little extra electrolytes, coconut water, making sure to get about a gallon a day of water is ideal. And definitely, if you are not my patient or have any kidney dysfunction, do not do my recommendations. Please talk to your doctor first, or share my video with your doctor and ask them what their opinion is for you, because they have all your chart notes and all your information. So please, don't, this disclaimer, in hand, if I am not your doctor and I have not given you specific instructions already, please do not take any of my recommendations until you have consulted your doctor, because that is, you may be on medications that could conflict with some of the things I'm saying, or you may have a disease that conflict with some of the things I'm saying. So to keep yourself safe, please consult your doctor first before you do anything that I say on this video, other than sleep. The other thing I'll say is exercise. It really helps the immune function. Getting some fresh air really helps. But back to the mucous membranes and staying hydrated. If you're able to stay hydrated, you have like a frontline immune protein at bat for you. And so we say this all the time: drink more water, but it gets really pretty ignored, and it's so important for your immune function. And so that's something that I just wanted to touch on right away, on things, just basic therapeutic guideline things you can do at home. And the other thing that I will say, if you can get your hands on some zinc, or you can get your hands on some vitamin C, those are two vitamins that we are seeing are very antiviral and very effective in, increasing immunity and shortening the duration of the virus. And so if you can get your hands on it, I know it's hard to find right now. If you're an at-risk individual, please have someone else go get it for you. Do not go to 5 stores trying to find something that's going to help your immune system, but put you at risk in the process. That is counterproductive. You can also have places deliver it to you. If you're my patient and you can't get it, please let me know. I have ways of obtaining that. And I can get Crystal and I can get it to you, my office manager and I, okay? So I would say vitamin C and zinc, and making sure you stay well hydrated are the main things that you can do. The other thing I would say is, obviously our medical system and ICU need masks. You can create your own masks at home. There are lots of different ways to do that. Masks protect other people from you if you are a vector. If you're standing right in front of them and sneeze in their face and have a mask on, it's probably not going to help. But if you are keeping social distance and you sneeze and you have a mask on, it's a lot less viral load coming out at you than had you not had that mask on. And so that's just something really important I wanted to touch on, that I think is confusing right now about whether or not masks are helpful or not helpful. If you have N95 masks, please get them to the healthcare workers on the front lines of treating this, because they really need them. And if they can't go to work because they got sick, then that also really puts a strain on our medical system as well. So the other thing I will say is, if you do get this and you get a fever, we don't want to suppress that fever. And so the fever is your body's way of catching up to the virus and knocking it back. So, and putting it kind of into the place where it will belong for good in your body, so you can create, immunity forever from this thing. And so what we have seen now is that taking ibuprofen, this is coming out of Italy, taking ibuprofen and trying to suppress the fever really made things a lot worse. And so please do not take fever suppressive medications like ibuprofen, naproxen, any type of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory over-the-counter or otherwise. Those are things that could, make this virus much worse for your body. And so if you are having a fever and it is getting up into the 104 ranges, then that's something that becomes more emergent. But if your fever is down in the 100s to 103s, that's a pretty normal, normal to significant fever depending on your age. And for the flu or a virus, and do the things that your grandma taught you to do. Take a tepid bath, put an ice pack all under your armpits, behind your head. Definitely cool yourself down in more natural ways, but do not take those medications that can come back later to bite you a little bit harder, because then your body their immune response was suppressed when you really needed it at bat for you. And so we're just really seeing that that's not a good route to take to fight this thing. So that's a little bit about fevers and what you can do there. bone broth, if you have the ability to make bone broth or get bone broth, it's so good for you. It's really helpful to the immune system. It's really helpful in preventing any kind of immune issue. It's full of vitamins and nutrients. So like if you can't get vitamins right now, bone broth is such a beautiful way to get all those things in. It may as well be a multivitamin. And the only thing I would caution you on that is don't microwave it. If you microwave it, you denature some of the really good immune supportive things in there. So don't microwave your bone broth, but take as much or drink as much as you want of that. So that's just another really good food as medicine thing. And I just recently heard, I totally had forgotten this, but broccoli is so high in vitamin C. It doesn't have to be oranges. Broccoli is super high in vitamin C and seems to be plentiful around here. So you can still go get broccoli, and that would be a really great food as medicine thing for you to do as well. Okay, so at-risk population. Who are you? What should you do? If you know someone who's at risk, what should you do? So the at-risk population are generally elderly men, although females are at risk too if they're elderly, but men are hit the most, it seems, by this virus, specifically on immune suppressive medications. And what that means is like if you have an autoimmune condition or you've had radiation or chemotherapy recently, your autoimmune condition is being treated by immune suppressive medication. Pretty easy to find out by looking at your med list. And then high blood pressure medication like lisinopril or losartan, those people are also at higher risk for a reason, for some physiologic reasons based on the virus and some receptor sites. I'm not going to go deep into the physiology of this. I just want to give you this information so that you know if you're an at-risk person or if you're in the younger age group, but you are on one of these medications, that would then, transition you into a higher risk population, and then you need to be more careful. And so what I want to say about that is do not stop taking your medications without your doctor's permission. You need permission at this time to stop taking anything that you want to stop taking. So please reach out to them and ask them if you should keep taking it or what you should do. Most doctors are very receptive to that right now. They do not want you ending up in the ER. And so they're going to be able to answer your questions. And if not, I reach out to me and I'll see what I can do for you. Okay, but it will entail a visit because I'll need to look at all the things that you're doing and get your medical history. So if you're an at-risk person and you're on one of these medications, then your best case scenario at avoiding contamination is to stay at home, wipe everything down, have loved ones grocery shop for you, wipe them down before they come into your home, wash your hands, wipe everything down in your house, deep clean it, and then if there's any way that something could have come in or out, then it needs to be wiped down, basically. And there are a lot of household cleaners that you can do that with. There's tons of things out right now about how you can make your own hand sanitizer and your own house cleaners and all of those things. So have someone else shop for you. Don't go outside. I mean, you can go outside in your yard, but, don't get in, don't go to a playground or whatever. Little kids can be vectors. So I think that kind of covers it. Let's see, naturopathic reasons. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. I just want to give some shout outs to Dr. Anderson, Dr. Tina Moore, Dr. Yarnell, Dr. Brendan Cochran. They all are incredible. Dr. Anderson has obtained some transcripts from the Chinese patients, the original ones, and been looking at those and reading research, and there's a lot of different things out there, and really what it comes down to, which is such a beautiful and amazing thing, is that naturopathic treatments are winning against this thing. It doesn't have to be some fancy thing, drug or vaccination or whatever, and that would be great. Obviously we want something that can fight against this from a medical standpoint, especially in those severe or critically ill patients. But for the rest of us, good old naturopathic therapies, man, they get the job done. And staying hydrated gets the job done. And so our naturopathic medicine is really incredible, especially in these situations of such intense infectious virus, and these very basic types of lifestyle changes and vitamins make an enormous difference. And so I just really want to point out that, you know, we can squelch this fear and we don't need to panic, and the death rate is still very low, and probably the more testing we're doing, the lower we're going to see that death rate come down. But everybody that can do, you know, can work from home and can do their due diligence and protect the people that are at risk, the faster that this will become over with, and we'll see that peak happen and we'll all get back to work. It very much saddens my heart about what's happening with the economics. I would say a good portion of my family is all in small business as well as I am, and we're going to see a massive impact that I think is going to far outweigh what has happened with the virus. And I'm not saying that what we've done is incorrect or whatever. It just, at this point, it's just facts, and it just is what it is. But we need to do what we can to support each other and to stay compassionate and to share what we have with other people and level up as a community. And that is what I am trying to help you guys to do. So if you have any comments, questions, anything, please reach out to me. The phone number at our office is 206-899-6000. You can leave messages in the comments, email me, DM me, whatever it is. I'll be there to direct you where you should go for whatever reason. And we are scheduling telehealth visits. So you can reach me through a telehealth visit, and we are available for those and working really hard to make sure that everyone feels supported and getting what they need. And I believe that covers it. Please share my video if you feel like it would be beneficial for someone, and then have them reach out to me if they need to. Okay? Thanks so much, you guys. Stay safe out there, and I will talk to you soon.